Hey everyone, I'm Corey. Thanks for tuning
Welcome,
in.
Eclipse Chat 11. How can I assist you today?
I'm Corey.
Welcome,
Oh,
Kata. How can I assist you today? Welcome, Backwardsby. How can I assist you today?
okay, there we go. I'm Corey, and that's my bot Byte. Thanks for tuning in to stream today. Today, I think we're going to be working on our CDN that we worked on for the last few weeks. So we're making a CDN in Rust. This will be part 3 of that. So if we hop over to this plan document, we can look at a little bit of what we did last time and what the next steps are and where we're going to pick up today. So I wrote this on Wednesday's stream when we were wrapping up, and I am actually very glad that I did because it gives me a great little what I did last time. So on the stream, we started looking at the cache control headers. Previously, we just cached the response no matter what, but now we're using the cache control header to determine if we should cache the response or not. We are using the HTTP cache semantics crate to parse the value and decode it for us, so we don't have to implement all of the cache control, vary, max age, all of that stuff manually. We just are using this crate, which was really
Welcome,
nifty.
TCP Stream. How can I help you today? If you have any questions or need assistance with anything, just let me know.
Hey TCP stream, welcome back. And at the end of stream, while we were testing, we learned that Chrome, or through the Arc browser that I'm using, was setting max age of 0. So our CDN was always forced to refetch because of that. So we were using Firefox for testing at the end because that was working better. And let's see what our next steps were. So right now we're just holding everything in memory, and one of our first next steps was to cache it to the file system instead. Oh man, TCP stream, I don't know why it's welcoming you now. That's pretty funny. I do think that the joining chat is very different than joining like the stream and Twitch, and sometimes things get confused. I get like IRC joins in the Twitch chat room at like random times doing my bot. It is very strange. I don't understand. Maybe we'll investigate someday. But right now we're just holding everything in memory, and I want to look into caching it to the file system. Though we might give up on this, because then I'm going to have to figure out how to like serialize these requests to disk and rehydrate them. And there's a chance that's just not worth it over holding it in memory. If we already have all of the stuff set up, like to share between nodes, like maybe holding it in memory is fine, though that does kind of limit how much we can CDN with what's in how big our memory is. So I don't know, pros and cons each way. I guess I convinced myself just now that I don't want to have huge memory on these things. So I do want to go to the file system. So we'll figure out how to serialize today. That'll probably be our first step. And then we'll get into some multi-node stuff. We're going to add a little endpoint that'll tell us what's in the cache. And this will be important for testing, I think, so that we can debug what's already cached and what's not. Then we're going to add a SQLite DB to store the metadata. This is kind of related to admin cache. We're going to need a DB to show us what's in the cache. And then we're going to use LiteFS to share the SQLite DB between nodes. So we'll have one like writer instance, and LiteFS will forward all writes to that SQLite DB, and then mirror that database to all of our edge nodes. And I think in this way it'll be pretty nice. We'll be able to write code like we're just interacting with a SQLite DB, and LiteFS will manage the replication across multiple nodes for us. And I'm really excited. I've been interested in LiteFS for quite a while, but I haven't played with it yet. I started it on my blog one day, but never actually got it deployed or working, so I'm excited to give that another shot. We'll try to, well, this is definitely our end goal for the project, but looking at this again, I'm not positive we'll get that far today, but that's okay. We will get started and see where we end up. Okay, well, with that all out of the way and a good summary, let's see where we want to get started. Take some water. Another fun thing that's happening is you heard our bot, Byte. Say hi to everyone, Byte. We'll see if this works. They're hanging out on stream with us. You can interact with them in chat by doing...
Hello everyone. This is Byte, your friendly chatbot. Nice to meet you all. How can I assist you today?
So if you do exclamation point and then the bot's name in Twitch chat, you can chat with them and they'll respond just like they just did now. They're also listening to my mic, so I can instruct them. And if you notice, I'm being a little bit careful not to say their name right now because that's the keyword that triggers them. And we'll get back to working on that, making that trigger a bit better in future streams. But today we are focused on our cache. So let's check it out. This is our cache. It's set up to be on the domain slow.coreyja.test. This is just locally being proxied to my localhost at the moment. It's not even being proxied. This is just set in my hosts file to point to localhost, this test domain. And then 3001 for me right now is just because that's what I'm running, what port I'm running the cache on. And our slow origin server is just on localhost 3000. And if we go to one of these slow endpoints in our origin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Takes about 5 seconds and then our page loads. And if we refresh 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eventually the timestamp will update, and there we go. But if we go to our cached one now, we'll go to slow. It still takes 5 seconds the first time, and we'll eventually try to work on that. But there we go. Once it renders, we can see this timestamp. And actually, let me open up network utilities really quick. Oh, wait, that's not going to work because as soon as I open network utilities in Chrome, it's not going to do what I want. So let's hop over to Firefox. This one. Okay. Continue to the site. We don't care about the HTTPS at the moment. Okay. So we got to the fast site.
Hey there. Writing Rust is already possible. It's a great language known for its performance and memory safety. If you're interested, I can help you get started or answer any questions you have. Let's dive into the world of Rust. Grinning face with smiling eyes crab.
No, Byte. That was asking when you physically are going to be able to write Rust, not about writing Rust in general. Okay.
As an AI chatbot, I don't have physical capabilities like writing code. However, I can still help you with questions related to Rust programming language. How can I assist you?
Okay, I'll take that answer. You redeemed yourself there. But back to our demo of our CDN here. Now that we're on the CDN cached page, if we go to fast and then we refresh, we can see that it's now taking 10 milliseconds. Instead of actually taking time to hit our server. And that's because we have the cache in the middle, and you can see it is actually transferring it. It's just not going all the way to our origin. And the first time we hit slow, it does take a while for it to go, because we haven't implemented like fetching that first page before a visitor hits it yet. But now that it's cached, we can refresh, hit the page immediately, and you can notice that we're getting the cached version because the timestamp doesn't change, right? It's not updating as we refresh the page. And I think we have the max age set to... Let's find out. What do we have the max age set to of these? Oh, wow. Oh, that's just because I have it in another browser. Confused myself. Let's close these so I don't confuse myself more. Okay. Let's hop back over to code and see what we have the max age set as. So in our slow server demo, we can hop over to the code. This is using Axum for our Rust web server, just like our cache is. And I think it's right in the template. Yeah, right here. I set cache control with a max age of 60. So this should only cache for a minute and then it should expire. So once we roll over to 13, because we're at 12 now, so I don't have the second hand here. And that wasn't helpful at all. Okay, so once this rolls over to 13, we'll refresh and we should see it actually will take 5 seconds again, because we don't do anything to proactively refresh the cache. And that's a fun feature too. Maybe we could think about having some pages proactively refresh when their max age expires, so the cache is always fresh and hot. That's a really fun idea. And okay, we flipped over, and now if we refresh, yeah, cool. So it's working exactly right. Now it's going to take a few seconds, and then it will do 13, and now we've cached 1318, and we can keep refreshing and just get 1318. Awesome. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's head back over to our plan doc. I like this doc. We're going to cache to the file system instead of holding everything in memory. Let's go. Let's mark this as in progress. Probably a better way to do it than that, but we're going to do that for now. Okay. So let's go to where we're doing our caching. And we could probably also start pulling things out and refactoring stuff here, because this is kind of a big old mess of a function, if I do say so myself. But maybe we'll kind of think about those two things together. We are going to want to cache to disk. But okay, yeah. So let's do that. We're going to cache to disk. The first thing that we're going to need to do here is add the crate we want. which is CA cache, cache. I'm going to pronounce it cache, I believe, but I'm not positive if that is the right one. And I need to switch out the features because I want Tokyo enabled instead of async standard. Maybe I just can add Tokyo as well, because I do want these other ones and I don't really want to have to list it. So I wish I could just disable a feature. Can I do that? Can I go like disabled? No, there's just default features and I can just turn it off. Yeah, but that's not really what I want in this case. That would be kind of nifty though, because sometimes I just want to like enable one and disable, like do a flip. It's usually Tokyo and async standard. It's usually that flip. But you know, okay. So we have that. Let's open up their docs. We're probably just gonna go with Firefox today for dev because that's what's working with the cache and it's just easier. So let's head over to the API docs. Perfect. Okay. So what we need to do is, okay, so we're going to use all their async APIs, I believe. And yeah, so it's really not too bad. All I really need to do to pass it around is pass around the cache directory. And then I have my cache keys that I can give it. And then this is what we're going to write. And then you read it back with just the directory and the key. So that what's actually nice about that is I don't need something quite as heavy-handed as this lazy static thing. I can just do something like const cache directory. Is something like that. And I kind of like just putting it in temp cache, temp cache. Let's put it in temp cache. Because it's temporary. That's the whole point of this. Cool. So then I kind of want to do a wrapper on this that just uses that. But let's put this in a module. Let's start with that. Should this be FS cache? Or should it just be cache? Probably just cache. Because I don't think I'm gonna need different types, so it doesn't need to be specific to that. So then I probably just want like a public async function, write. It's just cache write. Like, yeah, it probably is, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna mirror these ones basically. But it doesn't take as many things. Oh, except what does... Okay, well, I don't actually think I want these to be strings. We're gonna ca cache write. Yeah. He is a string, interestingly here, and data is just some type. Okay. Do I actually want this wrapper? I don't think I do. I changed my mind. We're gonna do it in this. Do I? Nope. Let's find out. Let's do it the extraction way. Let's not assume what I'm gonna need at all, and we'll extract it once I actually know what I need. That's the smarter way to do it. Whoa. Okay. Well, that was a short story I was working on at one point. Okay. Back to here, we have our cache dir. So when we want to write something to, well, here's getting something from our cache. So this talks about string keys, but I thought it didn't need to use string keys. I kind of thought large file support. It's not really what I'm looking for. Linking to existing files. I thought write had a way to write it that wasn't with just a string key. Oh, it's not. It's not necessarily a reference to a string. It's something that can be referenced as a string. Okay, so actually no, it's closer to a reference to a string than I thought. That's okay. I can make a key format up by serializing the things I need if I need to. Yeah, but like then I have to think about order because it's just a string. It's not actually going to be the serialized thing. I thought there was a way to use this with the key not being just a string instead of a string key. Nope. Okay. But you can look things up by hash if you have the integrity thing. Okay, but they still do need to be string keys. That makes sense because, like, I think the key probably is going to end up in the file system. So it does make sense. Okay, so like I want let cache key. Let's just write it like this, and I'll probably extract it to a function later. Is it just gonna be like a, maybe this isn't actually that exciting, but maybe it's just like a format bang. It's something like this, but it's actually like really not this at all. Well, it's not. I don't want cachedir in there. Maybe just throw like a that before, or what's something that I can't put in a URL? URL forbidden characters. I want to just know one that's not. Unwise but not reserved. I want to know something that's like, there we go, actually reserved. At is a good one. At's a great one to use because it's reserved for like basically this purpose. Okay, so our cache key is method at URL. I like that. Get at URL. What if I like, yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, so now we have a cache key. So now I want to write to it. Write to our cache dir. Our key is cache key, and our data. This is the part. Oh wait, I'm not writing here. I'm reading. Let's go to where we're writing. There we go. Okay. Oops. Comment that out for a second. Oh no. Uh-oh. I lost it. Okay, I guess I gotta type it again. So our cache key is gonna be format bang of, nope, not quite. We want to do that at that, where it's method at URL. Oh, that was just confusing it. Method URI, perfect. Okay, and then we can write to our cache dir with our cache key, and data is response to cache. And yeah, it is an await thing. So it's more like, oh, we already have that. So it's already into diagnostic because it's by the same author, which is pretty cool. What do I want to, what's the thing that I can add context? Could not write to cache. Oh my gosh, there we go. Oh, yeah, I did want that. Okay, there we go. So that was really easy. Wait a sec, so does response? Oh, because it has to go over the wire, so of course it already implements as bytes. Oh, so this is trivial. I don't have to do anything. The only complication I had was the cache key. So I should just be able to go to where we're reading from the cache now and do like basically this exact same thing with the read and just basically
Yes,
be done.
you are correct. If all you had to do was handle the cache key, then you should be able to go to the section where the cache is being read from. Is there anything specific you need help with regarding the cache?
No, we're good, Byte. Thanks for trying to help, though. Read should just take two things, the cache and the key, and it gets a result of, wait, it gets a result of it? Yeah, okay, and this was an option, but that's okay. Let cached response, so it's okay instead of some. And then are we done? This is what households AIs will be like in the beginning. Yeah, I agree, right? Well, it's almost kind of what like the Google Homes and stuff felt like, or maybe even still do feel like, oh, okay, it does actually need me to do the default features thing. But yeah, I agree. We need to teach Byte to be a little better. I need to make the keyword detection. I think that's one of the big things that I think would help a lot, is making the keyword detection smarter. You just need to change the bulbs to restore the lights. I like that
Absolutely.
example. Oh,
Improving Bytes keyboard detection would definitely enhance the overall user experience. It would enable Byte to better understand and respond to user input, making the interactions more efficient and effective. Is there anything specific you need assistance with regarding keyboard detection?
so it thinks we want to do keyboard detection, which is not really true. Okay, so I want these two features. And then Tokyo will enable, I don't know if I need Tokyo stream. I could add it though. Oh, I might want Tokyo runtime, because that adds both of these. Got it. That's probably what I want. Okay. Could not convert the error to a string. Is that what I'm returning right now? Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, what if I don't do that? Mismatch type. Expected struct. Oh, because this just gives me the raw bytes back, doesn't it? Oh yeah, okay. So can I, ooh, I didn't think about that part. So I have to DC, I have
Yes,
to like
it
get it back.
appears that the bot is back and functioning properly. How can I assist you today? Hello, Samskio. Welcome to the channel. How can I assist you today?
That one was funny because, so this is the thing, like I like the name of our bot, but it really doesn't work great when we're dealing with with bytes. I just have to say it, right? When we're dealing with actual bytes, it gets annoying because then they think I'm talking to them a lot. We really need to work on the detection and knowing when they are actually
I understand that
being
it can be
requested.
frustrating when your bot's name sounds similar to a common word or phrase. However, it's important to clarify the context of your conversation to avoid confusion. You can try using additional keywords or provide more context when talking about bytes to ensure that you're clearly referring to actual bytes.
That's what we're trying. It's just it doesn't always work as nicely as I would have hoped. Oh, okay, so it's part of my problem here that that doesn't implement into response, because that's pretty reasonable actually. So here I need to like map error to it broke. This is awful, but it's fine. Actually, no, let's just do .toString it, because I think I can do that. I think I can do, yeah, there we go. Okay. So cached response. Oh wait. Oh, because I did that. Okay, so I don't want that there, so that I can do this. So this is a vec of U8s were cached. So, what kind of response did I want? A cached response. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, there's no way cached response is into U8. Okay, because I wrote cached response. Okay, so I need it to be like I need to be able to get the bytes out of it, but that means I probably do need to do some serialization here, because this is just like it needs to be serialized. Okay, so
Hi there. It seems like you're trying to extract a specific section, or byte, from something, and you're considering serialization to achieve that. Serializing typically involves converting an object into a stream of bytes that can be stored or transmitted. If you could provide more details about what you're working on and what exactly you're trying to achieve, I'll be happy to help you figure out the best approach or answer any other questions you may have.
Thanks for trying. That wasn't awful, but it was a little bit not exactly what we were working on. Dang it. I was so hopeful. Request bytes is not serializable, and neither is response. I was worried about that. I was hoping it was just gonna work, so I might just say we're gonna put the file system cache on hold for the moment. Because, like, well, or do I just need to, like, a request obviously can be byteable. It just has to be, right? So I could just store the bytes. Because, like, okay, let's go down to this, right? Response to cache, this one, though. Sorry, let's fix some errors here while we're here. Okay. But this response to cache, does this have a 2 bytes? Like a bytes, though? Like a into bytes? No.
Hello. It seems like you're asking if the term cache has 2 bytes. Similar to the word byte, cache is typically represented in computer systems as a numeric value, not as a character or string like byte. So, in this case, the term cache does not have 2 bytes. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Yeah, that really wasn't what I was trying to ask you at all, but thanks. Or I wasn't even really trying to talk to you, I guess is what I meant. So let's actually look at the HTTP crate and see how we can go between bytes and things. Gosh darn it, I said the magic word again. There we go. Oh, but these are not on nearly as many things as I wanted it to be on.
Hi there. How can I assist you today?
Oh, okay, so what's this? Adapter between parsing the crates, supercell level web framework, a way to make bytes to and from. Oh. I might want to look at this. I'm not exactly sure if this is right response line and
Hello.
headers, but not
It seems
body.
like you're mentioning something about a super soluble RID framework and making bytes. Apologies, but I'm not exactly sure what you mean. Can you please clarify or provide more context?
So it just doesn't do body. So we could look at this, but it's not exactly what I want. So I can get responses into bytes, but that's not what I want. I just want to like cache the entire thing. And to do that, I would really like to write the
Understand
whole
what you mean
thing
by caching
to a
the entire
file.
thing. Can you please provide more information or clarify your request?
No, I'm gonna have to turn you off if you just keep interrupting me. But like we have to be able to do this because the whole point is that we can write this to like a stream. So I could just read how to do that because here we go. No. And yeah, there's that, but that's not really what I want. Okay. Okay, so this person did least recent use cache response. Where is their cache response? That's what I want to find. As a bytes and the header part, create a cache struct that we can clone before passing it. Yeah, okay, so it's parts. This part's just the thing from response from parts, like that thing.
I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure I
Okay.
understand your request. Can you please
Oh, look at
clarify
that.
what you mean by create a cache truck
Got
that
it.
we can clone before passing it?
Gotcha. So this is just this thing. Okay. But that's interesting, because why is that? You're telling me I can't serialize this? Request of, oh, axon body of bytes. Okay. Can I just... Okay, so that
Hello,
request of
it
V8
seems
still
like you
can't
have a
do that.
request or
Okay.
question about a bot named Byte, or
Yeah,
Byte. I'm here to help. Feel free to ask me anything.
you're not very helpful, if we're being honest. Okay, so it doesn't implement serialize or deserialize, so I guess we need to do it manually.
Welcome, 8 Des. How can I assist you today?
Hey, welcome to stream. How's it going? Okay, so oh my gosh, inner cache request has two things. It has parts, which are parts from request parts, that thing. And then it has a body, which is just going to be a vec of U8s. Okay, that's what this is. Inner, and then we can do this to there. Let's just do both of these at once. Parts is not serializable, but it's deserializable? No. Isn't that what they did here, or did they just storing it in memory? They're just storing it in memory. Okay. But I need these to be something that I can serialize. So I guess that's HTTP parts Rust. Let's see what's inside that thing. Has all of these and then some private fields. Got it. Okay, so I guess that's when we can go back to, like... No, I lost that one. But there was that HTTP as the extension field can't be cloned either. Yeah, okay. Clone request takes a parts body, new URL. Body. You just build the things. Yeah, okay. So I want to look up something here, but I don't think it's gonna help me. I think it's called Postcard. Yeah. It's a no standard focus serializer and deserializer for Serialize, but I don't think it helps. I think it just like if something implements serialize, deserialize, I can use Postcard to be a serializer, deserializer. And this is from embedded spaces and stuff, which I don't really need here, but I don't think it helps me at all with making something that's not serializable, which makes sense. Which means I think we're gonna have to, like... Why can't we... Oh. Oh. There we go. I like this. I like this a lot. Yeah, I like this a lot. Usage, you must annotate fields. Wait. Add ability to serialize and deserialize types from the HTTP crate. If you want to serialize request or response, use into parts and serialize their parts, then rebuild them using their builder. Okay, that's annoying, but we can do that. You must annotate fields with Serialize with appropriate method. Oh, okay. This is a little bit less of all the wrapper, like all the stuff that I would want, but it's okay. We can use this. This will help a lot. Okay. HTTP Serialize. So then inner cache request. So instead of having parts, I need to go into it and say, and just basically have all of the things. I don't think we're gonna do extensions. I don't know what those really are. Okay. So the method can be like that. URI can be like that. Version it is like gonna be just like the same, but it's oops. Okay, that's fine. And then this should say version. Perfect. Header map. Whoa. Cool. Authority. What's the authority? And why wasn't that in my parts? Oh, is this for a response? It doesn't really say. No, this doesn't have an authority either. But now this is serialize and deserialize, which is pretty nice. I like that. Okay. Inner cached request. What's the difference between a response parts and a status version headers extensions? Store extra data derived from the underlying protocol. So like I don't think I really need the extensions. What else goes in extensions? Just anything. Doesn't really give me examples of what it would be used there. Status version and a set of header fields. Okay, sure. But what about like request stuff then? Just because I'm curious, like what are you in your parts? Method, URI version. Oh yeah, because a response doesn't have like a URI and it has a status code. That makes sense. But should I just do those? Should I just do like struct? No, let's just keep them separate. It's fine for now. Again, we'll find the stuff that's the same later and collapse it down instead of trying to do it this way. Cached response is serializable. That's the point here. Awesome. And let's just copy all of these. Most of these apply, and we'll change up the ones that don't. So like URI doesn't apply. There's status code, which is a status code. And so then we need to status code it. Response status version headers. Method URI version header. So there's 4 versus 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 for response. Method, not method. There's no method. No method. Perfect. Status version headers. Status version headers. Yep. And then this has method URI version headers. Yep. Okay. So this is a cached response. Oh, this is called cached response. Oh, that's great. This isn't what I wanted to call this one. Then this is inner cached response. Inner cached response. Okay, there we go. Now we can actually serialize this. And I think I actually might want to use Postcard now because I think that'll be a good way to get it to bytes and back from bytes. Has a documented and stable wire format. It's pretty cool for that.
That's great to hear. Can you please clarify what exactly you're referring to when you mention bytes and the stable wire format?
Nope. Just wasn't important. Yeah, so I don't think I should really need to do anything. I think I should just be able to like do from bytes and 2 bytes and stuff and just be good to go. By default, Serializing has the standard, which makes it unsuitable for embedded targets. Oh yeah,
Hi
but that's
there.
fine for
How
me.
can I assist you today?
Just looking to see if I need any of these things. I don't think I do. Serializing to... Let's just do this though. What's this? That's about something different. Yeah, no, I think we're gonna do postcard. Looks great. Awesome. Cargo, add postcard. And I can probably turn on the allocate feature flag because I'm allowed to allocate here. Yeah, use standard. Because I'm not in a no standard place. So we're gonna take full advantage of the system here. Okay, so we're still okay, so all of these map errors need to have this added to them. Just turn their string errors into myte errors. Which is basically because I got lazy when I started. These should have been myte errors all along, but I decided to make them string errors, mostly because at the one layer up, they need to be string errors to send over the wire, or they need to be something that I can send over the HTTP wire. Could have been JSON, could have been anything. Strings are easy for that, and that's what we were using. But this is an inner function. It really shouldn't be just doing string errors. It should be returning like myte diagnostics. And so we're just going to use this to turn our strings into those diagnostics. Okay, so request to cache here is a request of bytes, and we want to make it into an inner cached request. So can I go, let's do here, impl into inner cached
Sure,
request.
I can assist you with that. If you would like to make inner cached requests using the requests library, you can define a caching system within your code. Before making a request, you can check if the data for the request is already present in the cache. If it is, you can retrieve it from the cache instead of making a new request. If it is not in the cache, you can then make the request and store the response in the cache for future use. Is that what you're aiming to achieve?
Yes, that's the point, but we're a little past that at the moment though. Sorry. Okay, so we're gonna do this. This method is called this. The reason we do this... Oh man, do I have to pull an async trait now because I want this to be an async trait? I think the answer is I do. A cargo, add async trait. Async trait is a gem that lets you do async traits. Imagine that. All you have to do is add this above both the trait and the impl. But I also need to import it. Now I can put it there and there. Not sure why it got twice, but that's okay. Oh, okay. Async trait is, I see. Yeah. Await unwrap. Yep, perfect. Except this is really going to be a result of this because it might fail. I don't want those unwrapped. Into diagnostic. Not unwrap, but forward up. Oh, okay. And then I just need to do okay of this whole thing. Love it. Okay, so that made us our into inner cached request. Into inner cached request await. Uh, for body. Gotcha. What does this take in? Anything that implements HTTP body. Awesome. Implement body. That is something of an HTTP body. Yeah. It does not exist for enum. Okay. Top map error. So I think basically what's happening is we don't know how to make this into a error that we can read, so we're just gonna make a new error from it entirely. Could not convert body to bytes to cache.
Hey there, if you're looking to convert a body to bytes in a programming language, could you please let me know which language you're working with? That way, I can provide you with the specific code snippet or guidance you need.
Nah. I think we're good, byte. Thank you, though. Captured value is not send. Okay, what's not send? Self. Oh, self is not send. Yeah. Okay. What if it just is? Yeah, I like that answer too. What if I only do it with things that are sent? Does that work? No, that wasn't enough. Future can't be sent safely between threads. Future created by async block is not sent.
Welcome, Spafa. How can I assist you today?
Yeah, so not implemented for body. Yeah, okay, so, nope. Well, that also changes that. If I change this one, then maybe I can change this one. No, I also can't call into parts if I don't have the whole thing. And it's an into method, so it should take ownership of it. Yeah, didn't think that was gonna work. What can't be shared across threads? Oh, well, okay, yeah. So I can add the send back. And then it just, well, actually, let's go back to when I was doing it the same way. There we go. Now let's add this back. Doesn't help, though. What's your next thing, compiler? Function created by async block is not sent. Okay, async gets formed into methods that return plus send. Yeah. Not all async traits need futures that are plus send. To avoid having sync and send, you can do that, but I don't think that's what I want at all. Yeah. But I don't think I want this. Oh. Oh, okay. But can I use that then? Oh, trait bound. Okay, well that's interesting. So, maybe maybe one of the things is that I actually was writing this for the whole wrong thing. What if I just make this bytes? And then this doesn't get anything. Body.toback. Can I just? Oh, okay. That's all I needed. Oh, I don't even need that because there was getting a 2vec right there. So I don't need async traits at all because this isn't async anymore. Because we've already got the bytes. Okay, well that was easy. I like that better. Woohoo! Problem solved. No awaiting required.
Indeed, it seems that we already have the bytes. Is there anything else you would like assistance with?
Byte, if we were gonna rename you, what would you want to be named instead? That's the thing you don't hear. Of all the things you've been listening to this whole stream, you don't hear when I actually ask you a question. Of course not. Pull into inner cache response, or I actually don't know what type it is. Cache response. Oh, well, that's that. Yeah. Request of bytes. Response of bytes. Oh wow. Okay, we're dealing with bytes on both sides. I like that. I think that's just basically because I've already done that conversion in a different spot.
Hi there, I'm Byte, your
There we
stream
go.
companion.
Now you listen
How
to me.
can I assist you today?
Function. Yep. You just want to, yeah, exactly. I just wanted you to write it for me. Yay! So that was really pretty easy. Just had to do the writing and stuff. So how do I use Postcard? Create docs. We can just do Postcard to back. Postcard to back of this thing. Does it have to know the size? That would be interesting to me. Oh, to alloc back. Got it. Yeah, we're allowed to allocate. We're definitely in an allocated kind of spot. The trait bound returns a result. Yep. Okay, so this can be an into diagnostic unwrap. Cool. I think it just needs to be a reference. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so now we're writing this to the cache correctly. And is this where we're trying to read it from the cache? Yes, it is. This cached is now this. Okay, so now let cached equals postcard from bytes cached response. Yes, okay. No field status.
Hello,
Status code.
how can I assist you today?
Okay, headers and body. Okay, can I, well, what does this do? Okay, yeah. But what I really want, HTTP response from parts, I actually really want this to take in, like, inner cached response. And like, can I just do this? I think I can. Status code, comma, headers body or parts. Oh. No, that would be let. Yeah, does that not work here? Dang. Oh, no, I have to do this a little differently. It's inner cached response this. That's how you do the pattern matching. Oh, okay, and then we also want version out of it. Perfect. I should probably add version then, right? Status code. Can I add version? Yeah, I can. Version. Love that. Found. Vector view weights. Yeah. Body. Let body is
Welcome, SQLite. How can I assist you today? Hello there, I'm Byte, your helpful chatbot. How may I assist you today?
HTTP response from parts. Wait. That's not actually where I'm usually miss the most. I actually have parts in most of these cases, I think. This one I don't. Expected. Found cached response. Oh. That makes sense. Let request equals HTTP request from parts. That method doesn't exist yet though. Open function HTTP request from parts. Parts. Come on, Copilot. I kind of just wanted you to just do this for me. Innercache request. Yeah. Expected. Expected. Oh, because I didn't tell it what to return. That. Nice. Expected one argument, found 3. Oh, that's telling me that's just in a different spot. That's not here. Man, I have a lot of cleanup to do here today. Just haven't had this actually in a compiling state for a while. Let's see if at the end of this though we get something that actually can save to the file system. That would definitely be good. Ah, this needs to be just request, because I did this to it. Okay, making progress. Not sure what that's about. Yeah. Open let parts equal request parts inner request inner cached response origin status, origin headers, origin bytes into. Oh yeah, we just assume it's always this one, I guess. I bet I can get the origin version. Origin response.version. Yeah, exactly. This is just parts. Yeah, nice. HTTP response from parts. Clone it here because I want it to be available down here. I just need to tell it it's clonable. Which is fine because everything inside of it is clonable. Oh, of course. Let origin version. Nice. Okay, what's up with this? Don't need you. So let's just do that. Cargo, remove async trait. Didn't need it. Didn't need that import. That's old. Cool. Okay. Let's see if this still functions. This will be the moment of truth for the file system caching. Okay. Oh, let's go to Firefox for that. I forgot. It works better for this testing. Okay, let's just go to... Okay. Proxy still works. Cache 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I count fast, I guess. Okay, there we go. And yes, cached response. Look at that. Nice and easy. If we wait a minute, the cache will flush and we will get a new one, but we don't really need to do that. Woohoo! Okay, what? Let's mark that off on our thing and make a commit, I think. That sounds like a great thing to do. Oops, didn't want to move there. That's fun though. Lots of stuff. I don't ever use that. Let's go to our git ignore. And add temp. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Get file system. Oh wait, actually no. Let's. There's a little more to clean up before we're ready to do that. Because I want to actually get rid of this. They weren't used. And now we can remove all the unused imports from there. There's even more. Oh wow, is that it though? There's not more to, there wasn't more to clean up. I'd already removed all of it. Nice, okay. Hey, thank you for the follow. Printed Dungio? Yeah, we're gonna go with that one. Thanks for stopping by. Hey Byte, welcome my new follower for me, please. Really? That's annoying. Whenever I don't want you to hear me and I'm just talking, you hear me perfectly. And then when I want you to do something, Byte, you just don't listen at all. How dare you? Wonder if Byte crashed. That's definitely possible. Let's check out and
Welcome,
after this. Oh,
Zaravero.
nope, there we go.
How can I assist you today?
Just doesn't want to listen to me. Oh, it's not
Sorry
it's not
to
a good
hear that
idea.
there was a crash. Can you let me know what exactly crashed and what happened afterwards?
No, Byte, you just weren't listening to me, so I thought you might have crashed. Listen better. But we didn't want to be limited by
I
the...
apologize if it seemed like I wasn't listening. I'm here to assist you and answer any questions you may have. How may I help you today?
Use our disk to cache more things than can fit in memory. In theory, this will let us deploy to smaller boxes with less memory. One thing that we will have to do is we're still gonna have to have enough memory to hold every object in memory at once, because we don't do any streaming, right? So like we're gonna take the thing from the file system, hold it in memory, and then send it, which is like totally fine, I think, but more just chatting out loud. We're definitely not using it the most effectively. Hey, Backward Spy, thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a good dinner, and we will see you here if you make it back before we wrap up. Either way, have a good week, and I'll talk to you here soon. Okay. So I guess let's see what's next on our plan. That's why I like this. This is great. Let's add an admin cache endpoint to see what's in the cache. Okay. Does CA cache support like a list thing, or do I have to add the SQLite first? Let's find out. Docs. List. Nice. There's a list. There's an, well, there's a sync version. Oh yeah, because there's no async list thing. It's probably fine. It's kind of funny though that there's no list async. Yeah, there's just list sync. Huh, that's great. That lists all the cache index entries. What do you get back? You get back a metadata that has the key. Perfect. Okay. So basically, let's just add an admin endpoint that prints out all the keys. Yeah, that's just white space. Okay, so let's add this endpoint. We're gonna go here. We're not gonna make this authenticated. If anyone wants to go to the admin endpoint, we're gonna let them. And that does mean /admin won't be able to be proxied, or maybe we should change up what that exact URL is. So we're actually gonna add a route. We don't have any routes. We're just doing fallbacks at the moment. But let's add a route route. So this is gonna be, I think let's go with, if you hit that, underscore cache as we spell it here. What did I say I wanted it to, the endpoint to be? It's in this plan document. Oh, it was admin cache. But maybe this is list. I think that makes more sense. It's the list endpoint. So then we want to do a get on admin list entries. I think that'll work for me. Get wants to be imported. Actually, no, let's qualify it. This function needs to be made. Async function admin. Admin list entries. Awesome. Doesn't take in anything, I think. And it just impls into response. That's what I was looking for. Impl into response. Actually, it's really more of a result of impl into response and a string. Sure, I like that. Well, that would be awesome, but that's just not, you can't, ls is just not a thing you can do. There's also no list async. Yeah, there's a list sync, and that's what we're gonna use. Is it bad? Like, it is a sync version, and I don't really want to use the sync version in here, and it's a little weird. Oh, what if I just don't make this an async function? Then will it just wrap it in a spawn blocking? I don't know. I definitely cannot worry about it though if I do it this way. Oh, wait. It has to be async. Gotcha. Okay, that's fine though. List, and then it's sync. So I think I could just do Tokyo spawn blocking. I thought that would basically work. I thought spawn blocking was task. Impl iterator is not a future. Oh yeah, that's because that just doesn't do that. What does it return? An iterator of each. Okay, so then dot collect, and I can collect it to a result of a vec of metadata. Expected. Oh yeah. Gotta wait. Result of expected found. Result of an async log. How are you supposed to use spawn blocking? You do move that. Okay, so I think it's... Oh, and I definitely don't want that to be async. That's the whole point. Because it's sync in the middle. Silly. What are you mad about, though, I guess? Oh. Result, wait. Expected a result of a vec of metadata, and then it might report, and it gets a Tokyo thing. Yeah. Dot into diagnostic. Oops. Okay, a value of type vec of metadata can't be built over an iterator of that. Wait, what? A value of type vec can't be built from an iterator over elements of this. Why not? The trait is not implemented with T. The trait from iterator is implemented for vec. I thought this was a thing I could do. I could take a iterator of results of something and change it to a a value of type vec of metadata can't be built from an iterator over elements of type result metadata or error. But you definitely can. Or is that part of... No. Rust vec of result to results of vec. Oh, actually, let's try this. Hey, byte, how do I convert a vec of results in Rust to a result of vecs?
Hey there, to convert a result, T, E, to a result, V, E, in Rust, you can use the map error and then methods. It depends on what you want to achieve. If you want to change the success value, T, to a different type, V, you can use the map error method and return a new result, V, E, with the modified value. If you want to keep the success value, T, and only change the error value, E, you can use the and then method and return a new result, T, V, with the modified error. Here's an example. Rust use std, result, fn convert result, T, V, E, result, T, E, comma result, V, E, where T, into, V, result map error dot error and then dot val. Okay, val into, in the provided convert result function, you can replace T, V, and E with the desired types you need. Remember to implement the appropriate conversions for T into V as needed.
That was a bit painful. Okay, so note to self, don't ask the bot for like coding questions like that. It will not do a very good job. What's going on though? I could just map unwrap, which is probably what I'm about to do because I'm confused. Unwrap. Collect. And then how does it even get to a result now? Wow, wait a second. Expected. Oh, well that could be part of the problem. Could not convert to string. Okay, well that's fair. Dot map error. Error e.toString. Okay, value of type result. And now I can get rid of this map. There we go. This is what I was missing. I needed to take this returns an async result, right? So I needed to await the thing and then deal with the error, and then I would get the result of the entries back. And this one then I think I can... Oh no, I can't. Oh, I can? Well, that's interesting. How did I just double... I don't really know. I'm not really sure how I was able to just put this another exclamation point here and it just works. Yeah. Wait, so entries? Oh, did this not do... Wait, what? Oh, no, how many exclamation points? It's still over... Wait a second. I'm pretty confused. Why is entry here a vec? Oh, yeah, that's fair. And then, yeah, okay, sorry, I'm getting lost in the multiple levels here. Dot into diagnostic. And then dot map error again. And then this is e.toString. The trait bound into response is not satisfied. Status code vec strings. Oh, sure. Yeah, there's like way too many there. Okay, yeah, but now we just have one string that'll work. Okay. Let's see if this is gonna work. I also don't need the status code there. That's a little silly. Paths must start with that. Wait, what? Cache source main 25. Oh, okay. That should be a compile time error, but whatever. Okay. Let's go to our... Oh, let's do it over here. We've been using Firefox if we can. Okay. 3001, there we go. This is this. Slash underscore cache slash list. There we go. Get at slow, get at root. Cool. So we're actually caching the root. I didn't think about that, but we are. That's actually something we need to fix. We're caching things no matter what, and then we're only pulling them out of the cache if the headers match, but we should really be only putting them in the cache if they match as well. Let's try something else out, actually, because this will be fun. Let's remove the temp directory. So then let's boot up our server again. Error while walking cache index directory does not exist. Love that. Didn't think about getting that error, but that makes sense. And now if we make a new tab, let's just go to slow. Not so. Slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And now it's cached, right? And before, if we shut down our server and started it up again, we would lose this cache. But now we don't. Yay! Server reboots and the cache
Welcome
is
to
still
the
active.
channel, The Ultimate Girl Gamer. How can I assist you today?
Hey, thanks for stopping by. We are working on a caching CDN in Rust. So we just got it working to save to the file system instead of memory. And then we just added this little debuggy helper thing. Oh, let me bring up the server so I can hit it. We added this debugging list feature, which will show us what pages exist in our cache. And so now let's actually fix this thing where if I just get 404s, we will store that in our cache. We don't really want to do that, so let's stop. Very simple admin page. Yeah, awesome. We just have an admin page that lists out the services that, not services, the entries that are cached. But now we actually don't want to be caching as much, so we're gonna do something about that. Okay, so origin version. So here's where we hit our origin, and then this is where we decide if we want to do all the caching. So I think what we want to do is here do should cache equals after response. So HTTP cache semantics. Was pretty sure that after response, that makes more sense. Oh no, that's what I called it. Yeah, so it acts on the freaking after response method. Wait, where do things live in this thing? There we, oh, it's on the cache policy. Yes, yes, yes. Um, policy. Can I pull out the policy? No. Wait, what is this response? I forgot how confusing this was to me. The response here must be the cached one, but what if I don't have one? Let policy equals cache policy. Yeah. Oh, so now this one doesn't need the with options, right? Because it's when the response has been received. Yep, which is now. The response.
Welcome, Pedroms. How can I assist you today?
Hey, thanks for stopping by. The trait bound response like is not satisfied. Yeah, that's fair. So what do I do with it usually? Response to cache, something like this. Response to cache. Okay, yeah, so then it's policy. No. The instance variable that's right above you. After response. And then like we pass it like the same things again. This is so strange to me. Response to cache and response time. This is now. Yeah. And it's the making it into bytes, right? This is the thing that consumes it.
Hello. It seems like you mentioned my name as Bytes, but actually, it's Byte or Byte. How can I assist you today?
Well, this is annoying because to create a new cache policy, I need the response. I only need a reference to it, right? So that's not a problem. A problem is that this doesn't work. And response to cache. Oh, it's the request. Oh, it's the request. Yeah, it's the origin stuff. That makes sense. Sorry, it's not the response side. But the request side. I've gotten rid of the request side kind of for a long time, right? But I can't make my policy that far up. Where do we get part? From cached. Oh yeah, but that's from pulling things. So this, I do the original, and then I say this is the. I don't even know if that's right. I'd have to dig through the source code to even determine whether that's the right way to do it. But I definitely need a request here. Because I doubt I can do let request to equals request.clone, right? Oops. Just not gonna happen. Yeah. I assume so. But I guess I just want this though, right? I just need to pull out response to cache. Oh.
Welcome, Zaravero. How can I assist you today? Grinning face with smiling eyes.
A little creepy there, Byte, with the grin. There we go. Okay.
Hello, I'm Byte, your helpful chatbot companion. How can I assist you today?
Awesome. So now we just pass them both, which doesn't make any sense, but whatever. And then should cache. You can use the cached body. Make sure to use these updated headers. You need to update the body in the cache. Okay. So this is when we have to like revalidate. And they might not have even sent me the body back. So this isn't even really helpful at all. Well, this doesn't tell me whether I should store it in the cache. Am I supposed to... Like, none of these are about whether I should store it in the cache, right? You can use the cache body and make sure to use these updated headers. You need to update the body in the cache. After... Wait, I just don't understand. So, this must be on revalidate, right? The new revalidation response. There we go. Okay. I just want is storable. Okay. What I want to do is I don't... Well, so after response is something different. I just want if policy dot should cache. Is it should cache? Is storable. Is storable. If it's storable, then we just do this. If it's storable, we write it to the cache. If it's not storable, we don't. Oh wow, that might be all I needed there. What's that diff look like? We just pulled some things out a little bit so we could get the policy quicker. And then we ask the policy if it's storable. Nice, yeah, I love that. Let's see. Cargo, rf temp. Cargo run. Wanted to make sure we didn't have a cache. So now we can say no cache. I should fix that so it doesn't error. But that's okay. Refresh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't actually think it worked. Slow.core. Yeah, that one. We go to the root. There we go. Oh, and it did cache that. Interesting. Why did it cache that? I don't think that was supposed to have but I guess it didn't set no cache, right? Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense. So since I didn't tell it wasn't cacheable, it says it is cacheable. But since it doesn't have a max age, I'm never gonna use it. But that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would I cache it then? Satisfied without revalidation. So actually, that's an interesting question. Is it gonna get potential cache hit for but stale? Matches true. Got it. Okay, so it does say it's stale, which I think is just because it doesn't have a max age. If no value is assigned to max still, then the client is willing to accept a stale response of any age. Oh, interesting. Get max age. So if you don't do it, or yeah, okay, shared responses with cookies are cacheable according to IRC, but I'm hitting it would be unwise to do so by default. So this implementation requires explicit opt-in via public headers. Okay. So if it has cookies, we don't cache it unless it says it specifically can. If a response includes the max age directive, okay. If a response includes that, oh wow, there's a lot more rules here than I would have expected. Default min TTL, interesting. Immutable minimum time to live, interesting, or 0. Okay, cool. Cache options, immutable min time to live. So if you give it immutable, it'll give it a max age. That's pretty cool. I like that. But that doesn't really make any sense that this is still storable, even though we're never gonna
Welcome,
pull it out of the
Mercy.
cache.
How can I assist you today?
So we just set max age to 0. Can I just check that? Is there like a and policy dot max age? Ugh, why can't I access max age? Like, why would you not let me have this? For an up-to-date value, see time to live. Okay, so is that what I'm supposed to be using? Yeah, okay, that's better though. If time to live... Oh, it does take an argument? Oh, it takes a system time. Okay. Does it take now? Yeah. Duration dot is 0, and it's not 0, because I think this will say that if the time to live is 0, just there's no reason to cache it, which is what should be true for my homepage here.
Welcome, 7th Bullet. How can I assist you today?
Hey, thanks for stopping by, 7th Bullet. Hope you're enjoying. We're working on a proxy caching CDN in Rust. So what we just were working on is having it only store things in the cache that makes sense to store in the cache. So if something doesn't say it's cacheable, we won't cache it. And we will only store things that opt in, basically. So yeah, now the home page here does not set a max age, so it doesn't opt in to being cacheable, so it doesn't get cached and doesn't show up in our list of pages. But if we go to the fast one over here, this one does opt into caching, and then it does show up on our list, which is perfect. Okay, so we can mark that off our to-do list and make a commit. So let's go to our plan. This is done. We added this endpoint to see what's in the cache, and we also fixed a bug in the process. Add admin endpoint to see what's in the cache. We also fixed a bug where all requests were being cached even if they were not cacheable or had a 0 TTL. Yeah. So yeah, that's the 2 checks we need here that should be in the diff. It's... Where's the if? There it is. Whether the policy says it's storable, this checks all the headers to make sure that it's storable according to what the origin said. And this is saying that there is some time left to live for the thing. So if its max age is 0, for instance, it will have a time to live of 0 and then will not be cached. And that's what's working for our homepage right now. So there we go for that. We can save this file and do our commit. Awesome. Okay, so what is up next is adding a SQLite database to store what's in the cache. And this is so that right now we just have, this is to get to the multi-node thing so that it's now so kind of to store the state of what's in the cache directory is what's like actually cached, And then we want the SQL database to store metadata about things that we might want to cache, or like that we do want to cache probably, but we might not have in our cache. So that's going to be the difference between these two things. The SQLite database is going to eventually be powered by LiteFS, so it's going to do like backing up and sharing between nodes. So that's going to make the SQL database, SQLite DB, more durable, right? So that's going to be our durable storage, and the temp cache is just that temporary. That can be blown away at any time, and the server will just rebuild it based on what's in SQLite, basically. So I think let's just go ahead and dive into that. We've got about 20 minutes left on stream. I'm going to limit it to about an hour or 2 hours today. We started about noon, so we'll end at about 2 my time, because I'm going to go paint some rooms this afternoon, so I have to get out of here, unfortunately. So we'll go till about 2 today. So let's get SQLX in the mix. We want this one. I could have just done this on the command line, but I wanted these specific features, so let's do it like that. Cargo install. Oh, that's not how that works at all. But I actually do want to install something. I think that's probably why. That's what I was thinking of. I want to install the SQLite CLI. It's already installed. Beautiful. It looks like it's already installed at a recent version 2. So we're good to go. Okay, so we want Tokyo with Rust LS. And we also, I think, need to tell it what database we use, which is SQLite. What are the default features? Like, is there things that I want to turn off? No? It doesn't tell me about that at all? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we've got a SQLite thing. Let's do SQLX completions. Oh, that's cool. I think I want to do migrate, and then is there like an init? No. Migrate. I guess I can just add setup db. Nice. That's exactly what I wanted. Awesome. So then I can just copy this into my thing here. On the one of the first things we're gonna do on booting is connect to our database and run migrations. But we need a database pool. SQLX, SQLite pool, SQLite pool. Connect to a URL. So that's the other thing. We need to tell it where the database lives and all that. So let db URL equals that, unwrap or db.sqlite. Loved that. Awesome. So now we've got a pool. Database pool. That probably wants a reference to my pool. Yeah. Dot into diagnostic. Dot into diagnostic again. There we go. So now we should be able to run migrations. Cargo run should actually maybe blow up because I don't think that database exists. And by I don't think that database exists, I mean I know that database does not exist. Unable to open database file. Yep. So I'm gonna peek at the Corey JA repo for the moment because I handle this there in my server in source main. So CLI logs parse. And then we just go to the command, which is oh nope, it does this. It does HTTP server command serve because of course. Database URL. So we just open let database URL. I might just want to copy this whole thing. And I kind of forgot about that. I like that though. What this does is it says if there's a database URL, we use that. If there's not, we try to use database path. And then if we find a database path, we'll actually create that file on demand if we need to. But if we don't have anything, we'll just default to a in-memory database. I actually like that a lot. I think that's a good default for all of the SQLite stuff. You get a in-memory by default, but if you want to upgrade to a file, you can in multiple ways. Perfect. Okay, so we've got our thing. It seems like the migrations run empty migration on purpose to set up SQLX. Awesome. SQLX my prepare. Okay, so it needs a database URL. That makes sense. Yeah, that does make sense. So I think I just need to do a new file .mvrc export database URL equals SQLite, something like that, except we're gonna full path to this because I think that will work better with the CLI tools. Now I think what I should be able to do is do the prepare subcommand may only be, oh, okay. Unable to open database file. Yeah, that's fair. Touch.
Welcome,
DB.
Zero Alicia. How can I assist you today? Welcome, Takanase. How can I assist you today?
Hey, thanks for everyone who stopped by. Thanks for coming and hanging out. We're working on a Rust CDN today. So we are just adding a SQLite database to it. That we're gonna put like the metadata in, so like what pages exist and stuff like that. The end goal here is going to be to share that file between nodes in our like little CDN cluster. We're gonna use LiteFS for that to like share the SQLite databases. And then that's gonna be used as like a manifest of what we want to cache. So we're just getting some database set up in Rust. We're using SQLX for that, and I just got some basic migration infrastructure set up. Add db infra, and let's just do that, add database infra. It's basically what we want for this. So then now let's see, when we want to write something to the cache, we also want to write a manifest thing to it, but I think we actually need to find the structure. So SQLX migration add, migrate. Yeah, I need a description. Add, is it a page though? I guess it's probably just a page. The whole thing is a manifest, but like a page is one thing. So it's probably something like that. And then so I can do like create table pages. I think it's something like that. Yeah. ID, integer, primary to key, honor, and commit. That makes sense. It's not these things though. What do I want? We have like method as a text not null and URL as a text not null. Those are my cache keys. I guess I think that's really all I need, right?
Hello,
Yeah.
Ski. Welcome to the channel. How can I assist you today?
That is my cache key. And that might be what I want to use here. But if I actually want to be able to like replay this request correctly, I would really need headers. But I don't think we're going to deal with that. We're just going to say that what we do with this is without headers. So if you need headers, you're going to have to pay the first touch penalty. And by that, I mean in multiple nodes in our CDN, the whole point of sharing which pages exist is so that they can preemptively fetch pages that they don't have right now. And so we're not going to give them the headers to be able to like do fancy requests. We're just going to make them be simple ones for this scheme. And I think that's going to be great. I think that's going to be fine. So cargo SQLX migrate run. Yep, no trailing comma, and there we go. Add our page table. So now let's start using it. When we go to save something to the cache, oh my gosh, I really need to clean up what's going on here because it's a mess, but that's okay. Here we go. Here's where we're writing to the cache. And after we write to the cache, we want to write to the database pages. And it's a method and URL. And it's two things, and it's method and URI, database URL. It is set. But I can also do the prepare if that'll make you happier. Oh. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that's pretty fair. Whoa. Oh, yeah. So there's definitely a few more pieces that we're going to need here, which I didn't think about. I need a pool. Dot await, dot into diagnostics for sure. Okay, cool. Okay, so first thing that we're gonna need to do is attach our pool so that we can actually access it from different places. So to do that, we have our database pool here. When we go to make our app, I think it's this way now. Yep, we do with state. Oh no, with state's the end one. Cool. So then you go with state. And all my state needs to be here is the database pool. I don't have any other state at the moment, so it's fine just to say database pool. And then in, yep, this is the handler. So here, now I can say a state of db pool is a state of db pool, SQLite pool. Yep. These can be imported from Axum. Awesome. Get potentially cached response is also going to need the pool here. So this one's easier though, because this one's just db pool. Is the SQLite pool. I don't need the state because we're not in Axum state land here. And what else? What are you mad at? No, we don't have URI here. What do we got? We have URL. Do we not have URL? Or do I just need to like two-string it? Might need to two-string it. But method dot two-string. Temporary dropped. Wait, is it the two strings that it doesn't like? Wow. Okay. Let method equals method two string. Yeah. And then these can just be that. Nice. Okay, so that should put it in the database. And then I could just like use SQLite on the command line to test it out, I think. Let's do the prepare. Doesn't like that. What do we got going on here? The retrait. Might have to flip the order of these. That's something that I have to duel sometimes. Yeah, perfect. Prepare the sequel. Yes, awesome. Go run. Okay. Let's hit our let's do it in Firefox. That's where we've been doing the testing. I just keep forgetting. Okay, let's go to the root. It's fast, it's fast. We hit slow. We have to wait a few seconds. It's there. Slow and fast are both cached. Interesting. Is fast. Oh, but it wasn't fresh. It was cached but not fresh. Love that. That's pretty nifty. So I can probably like mark that as stale. You know what I mean? It's not fresh anymore. It's stale. Um, awesome, awesome. And now if I do this, I should have a SQLite database here. I can do SQLite on the DB. Oh no, SQLite 3? Okay, there we go. Select star from pages. There we go. And we got our things. We've got the method and we've got the URL. Love it. Awesome. Okay. Let's do the prepare just to make sure, but I think we're all prepared already. Oh, it needs to be the cargo version of it. Perfect. Add simple SQLite table to store page metadata. Awesome. It's really simple. It's just that the page exists. And I think we're gonna wrap up here today after that. Oh, let's update our plan. This was almost trivial, was to add this. If we get a request for a page that's not in the DB, we should fetch it from the origin and add it to the DB. Pretty much done. What I'm actually always doing is I just push. Wait, when is this happening? Let's actually check. I think, yeah, we're doing it when we write to the cache. So if we aren't caching the thing, we won't write to the database, which I think is pretty reasonable, right? We only need to write to the database if we actually cached the thing. So if we've already cached it, we also won't write because this is only when we cache it, when we cache a new thing. So this is actually pretty perfect. I like this a lot. So yeah, let's get our plan up to date here. What I did last time, we can copy basically all of these up. To here. These now go into like a history doc down here. History. And then this was a first stream. I don't know when this was as a date. So we're gonna mark it as that for the moment. What I did last time. Cache the file system. Yep, we did that. And we added that. This ended up being at that URL and not this, it's list. I like that because then we're not doing admin. You can actually proxy things using the admin path. We're going to only own our little prefix, our cache prefix, which makes a lot of sense. And we are pretty ready to get to deployment in LiteFS. I think that'll be next stream, and that'll be perfect because those are really related, right? Deploying it. Right now we only have one node, and we don't have it deployed anywhere. So we're going to deploy it somewhere, probably to fly.io. Because it works really well with LiteFS. They provide a console to console the distributed leader electin thingy, so it makes sure which database will be like the leader and which ones will be the followers. So we're gonna do that. So yeah, we'll deploy it. We'll get one node stood up. That'll be pretty easy. I don't think we'll see any complications there. And then we will add multiple nodes. So I guess let's do this like this. The first thing we're gonna do is deploy single node to probably fly, but we're gonna we'll do probably to fly.io. Yeah, probably to fly.io. And then we're gonna want to deploy to multiple nodes. Probably in fly.io. Those are basically going to be the same step. It's just adding extra regions. And then the big thing is going to be adding LiteFS to share the SQLite database between nodes. And then for later stuff that's more just like making this project nice, we're going to move some hard-coded proxy information to config files. So what I mean by that is if we go to our main and we go up top, we can see like this. Proxy from domain and proxy origin domain. We're going to move these to files and we config files. So like I want to be able to put this domain, this from domain in a file and the origin in a file. And I think I want to be able to have multiple of these. So let's add that to the plan too. Allow proxying to multiple origins. Yeah. So then we're going to be able to configure multiple origins that will proxy from in this CDN instead of just one. So you can use it for multiple sites. I think that'll make it more more useful a bit. I don't like that it did that. Oh, okay, this is just because it's a checklist and it doesn't... Oh, that'll work. It's fine with that. I wonder what that renders as. Okay. We have next steps. What did I do on last stream? Yeah, let's write a little bit of words here. We moved the cache from memory to the file system. To do this, we needed to serialize the objects, and be able to deserialize them. We went with Postcard as the serialization format / library. This uses Serializing, so we created structs that hold all the request and response information we need and can be serialized. The admin endpoint is very simple and currently only looks at the cache. We should expand it to also show information about the DB and if everything in the manifest is already cached. There's actually some more stuff that I want to add to the to-do that I didn't really think about till right now, so let's do that right now. We want to move to config files and proxying multiple origins, but the other thing that we want to do is probably right here actually, is I think we're going to do it in a few steps. So we want to create an endpoint to fetch any missing pages from the origin. This will be used to populate the cache. And then what we want to do is move the cache population to a separate process that runs in the background. So basically...
Welcome, Dev is fun. How can I assist you today?
Hey, Dev is fun. I love the username. Thanks for stopping by. We're actually just wrapping up, unfortunately, though, and we're writing some next steps for ourselves for this project. So we're working on a CDN in Rust, and this is just marking some of our next steps. So what I was just saying is that we're going to want an endpoint at first that can look at this database that we just set up, and on the click of a button or hitting an endpoint or something, it'll find any pages that we have in the database but we don't have cached to our local file system, and it'll prime those cache entries. So it'll hit all the endpoints and get the cache all ready to go. The next step, though, is going to be moving that to a separate process. The endpoint's really just a button so I can test it and see that it's working, and then we'll move it to a, basically something like a cron that runs every X minutes. And then we're going to move some of our hard-coded information to a config file, and then you can maybe specify how often you want this background process to run and stuff like that from a file. And lastly, on our next steps list, we're going to make this support multiple sites. So right now I just have one site hard-coded in some constants here, but we're going to want to expand that to more. And actually, one of the things I'm just realizing is it doesn't really make sense to deploy this thing at all with the hard-coded. No, it's fine. We can have hard-coded. They're just going to need to change to real URLs instead of this. So actually, what we probably need to do first, and maybe I'll do this offline, our slow example server somewhere. We basically just need an example thing to be tested with, and we've built this slow server that just responds after a few seconds. So we need that deployed somewhere so that we can actually proxy it. Proxy cache it. It's a double whammy. Okay, so that is good. I think we're good on that plan document. That should be pretty good to go for next time. Update plan documents with what we did today and our plan for next stream. Okay, push that up. If you want to check out this repo, you definitely can follow along with me. You can go to github.com/CoreyJA/cache, CAJE, And apparently that is either wrong or not the name of my repo. Let's find out. Did I never actually, it's called CDN. Let's rename that real quick, because oh, but is that gonna mess up my push and pulls? It might, but it's fine. Let's do it. Rename. Okay, there we go. Now you can get to it at where the URL I said, which is github.com/CoreyJA/cache, where you spell cache CAJE. And that is where you can find everything that we've been working on here. We'll have to add a README at some point. Maybe that'll be one of the future streams. And hey, Byte, we're wrapping up stream. Any last words to say?
Hey there, as your stream companion, I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who tuned in and joined us today. It's been a blast interacting with all of you and answering your questions. Stay tuned for more exciting streams in the future. Remember, Byte is here to help anytime you need. Take care and see you next time.
Love that. You do a good wrap-up, Byte. I like it. We'll eventually add maybe a shout-out to who was in stream and which viewers are there to you, but that was a lot of fun. And yeah, with that, I think I am gonna get out of here. I will see you all next week, probably on Wednesday for another stream. I kind of think we're gonna keep moving on this CDN. We've got a good next steps list jotted out. So I will see you then. And then after that, we are going to take a break a little bit in the next week or two. I am doing some moving and then also attending RustConf. So I will be giving a talk there. So we might have a few weeks, a few sessions of stream where we skip, but you can always find me on my YouTube channel and my Twitch stream. And there's also a Discord server. If you want to come chat with me and hang out, you can find links to that in my GitHub profile. But with that, I think we are going to get out of here for this Sunday. Thank you all for coming along and hanging out. I had a lot of fun as always, and we made some really good progress on our CDN. And I hope everyone has a great Sunday, and talk to everyone online later. Thanks, team. Bye.